I built my very first apartment complex I've ever done in The Sims, and I'm really excited about this build. We started this journey way back in like the fall, I think it was, and then we got into it a lot in the holiday season when I started picking up my streams on Twitch. There, I converted it to the idea of it being like a Christmassy holiday themed complex. And now I've just been saying it's a wintry complex because we're still in the winter season. You might be thinking it's a little late to do a winter themed build. I don't know about y'all. I'm on the East Coast, so we're coming up on winter storm number 2 out of 5. We have 3 more that are forthcoming, so we are very much still in the winter season here. So I'm excited to go through this wintry themed container complex that we did. So I built this massive complex in Moonwood Mill. Now, you might be thinking, why did I not do an evergreen arbor? And that's just because evergreen, I feel like, doesn't have very big lots. So we're very limited on the lot sizes there. Whenever I have 6 apartments plus a container cafe, and even on this lot, it was kind of too small. We're gonna dig into this because it's one of my most detailed builds to date. So bear with me, I'm really excited about it. This is probably gonna be a little bit of a longer video, but I have a lot of fun storytelling and lore that goes with this. So I hope you decide to stick around for that. So this is the complex at a glance. We're gonna do a more detailed view on the outside. I wanna go through them first in the order that I built them and go through the interior. Then we'll focus more on the outside space, and that's because I also want to show it to you during the actual winter season. So you might be like, this is supposed to be wintry, why is it not snowy? We're gonna get there. It's gonna be snowy, but oftentimes snow covers up a lot of the details on the ground and outside. And so it kind of just, I want to show you all of the plants when they're fully bloomed, what it looks like before we go into the winter season. Now, I will say that I think that container apartments are really fun and cool because they make the space a lot smaller. So essentially each of these builds in a way is a tiny home. If you think about each apartment, every single apartment has its own layout that is very unique and all its own, with its own Sims and inhabitants and some of the traits that I was thinking through while we were building this on the stream. So the first one we built was this orange container right here, and it actually is the only one that has a vertical container. So that was a request that we got in the stream. So every container apartment has its own set of wreaths that is supposed to kind of either evoke the Sim that lives here or the style, something to that extent. So that's always fun. And then I have these little snowmen too that match each one of them. But as we go into this first one, the vibe of this was more so like a mid-century retro feel, and it's for more of like a bachelor or someone who likes to entertain. So this is kind of the vibes that we're going with. I used a lot of Cozy Kitsch when we first started. Cozy Kitsch had just come out, so this was like one of my first builds using Cozy Kitsch, and I thought it was a lot of fun to incorporate that. And Cozy Kitsch comes with a lot of fun color combinations, and so I wanted to combine a lot of different vibes and feel for the space to get some different color combos. We did this custom flooring in the kitchen, and then over here is more the entertainment space. So we have music, I have a custom bar that I made, and believe it or not, we have a pretty large bathroom off of this as well. So we have a shower that's tucked in this corner. It is functional. I checked for that, believe it or not. And then we have a nice big tub area right here. But it's kind of got some really fun, eclectic vibes in this container home. The ladder is over here and it's at a diagonal. It was a little bit weird with the vertical container and this one just being at a diagonal as a whole. Once you come up the ladder, you actually come to an artist studio area, like an office space. So we have bookcases, we have some nice art, we have obviously a desk space. You can sit, read, do that. And then we have upstairs off of that, the bedroom. So the bedroom is at the very top of the tower. So very like fun, retro vibes is kind of what I was going for with this. So some interesting color combinations with the different types of blues with the orange and yellow. So wanted to highlight some really vibrant colors in this. So this sim actually has a balcony off of their bedroom space over here. So it's kind of fun. And then off of that artist studio area is actually where you come to the outside balcony for this apartment. Every apartment has a balcony space. I was very intentional with the layouts. I wanted to make sure everyone had an outdoor space. This one is one of the biggest ones actually in the complex. So obviously for an entertainer, you'd want to have a dance floor, a bar, some outdoor speakers, you have seating areas, and I put this little sink out here because I imagine like if you're painting and such, you could come out right out here wash your brushes off outside. And then I put the hot tub over here with a lot of plants off of that and the fairy lights. So it's got a really nice, fun vibe. And then at nighttime, you can see like how well lit up it is. Definitely ready to party if you're in this apartment. And so I will say like this one's a bit more straightforward. I just wanted to have some really fun eclectic vibes with this space and the colors that we used to go with it. The next one we did is over here, and it's this green container. So I put the freezer bunny here because this one is for 2 college freshmen. So I was picturing more like not really kids, but young adults, you know, so it's still kind of fun. Out of all the apartments, this apartment is for our youngest tenants. So it made sense to do something like that. This apartment uses a nice combination of jungle adventure, life and death, Love Struck, and movie hangout. So it's a really interesting combination. I think that works really well together. So we have vibrant colors in this one as well. Y'all know me, I don't step away from colors, but I put these flowers up top, really pretty. And I wanted to like have a really fun, vibrant space for younger kids, you know, like I feel like it matches the vibe of what we're going for in here. We have this like nice tapestry. We have a really small, I almost was thinking more like a kitchenette space for this, small living space just for 2 Sims, and then like a dining area for 2 Sims. Didn't need like a full kitchen, full living space for these types of tenants. Over here is the full bathroom space. So I tried to carry, you know, the fun, colorful vibes into every room over here. And then when you go upstairs, this is where you get more of the movie hangout reference. So I put a fun area for them to hang out between classes or at night or whatever. You know, they could study in here too if they wanted to. But you got a popcorn maker over here, the tray, the drinks, some pretty flowers. I'll put a little fish bowl. And I put a gaming console, board games, all of that fun stuff. So just a nice area for them to hang out when they want to. And then the bedrooms off of that. This sim I was picturing being a little bit messier, maybe not so organized. You know, she's rushing off to class. She's late all the time. She maybe doesn't study very much or apply herself was kind of the vibe I was going for. The sim over here was more the opposite. So I was picturing this sim as more responsible, has studying down pat. She has like a more dedicated corner to studying. So she has more dedicated space to work on her studies as opposed to the other sim. This one actually has like a little bit of a built-in closet area. And y'all know me, I like to clutter. So I put like a lot of fun jewelry, as you can see on these shelves up here, and I put a little dresser down at the bottom of the closet. And the story with this is that it was winter break, right? It's a winter complex, so she was packing up, getting ready to go. She has her luggage right here, clothes are folded up on the bed, she's ready to go home. They're both getting ready for the Christmas break, so it's the end of the semester. They're going to hang out with their family, and then their balcony off of this is kind of the same type of vibe with the movie hangout stuff. And I put the grilled cheese that we get from this swatch of the chair, and I just want it to be more fun. We have the card table, telescope, some fun plants over here. Just want it to feel more young, I guess. And it is compared to all of the other apartments, I think, in this space. The next apartment we worked on was this red container. Now this one is really unique in the sense of the main floor is actually the second floor. So when you enter through here, this was meant for more of like a businessman who travels a lot. So he's not home super often. It's not overly cluttered. It's more modern, minimalistic in a way. Not like I wouldn't classify as minimalist, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like he's not home often, so it just stays really clean, superb, not a lot of clutter and such. But I used a lot of more modern furniture, put some plants, and I was going for more monochromatic look with this kitchen with all the blues. I think it turned out really well, and I think it combines well with the red that we get over here with a couple of yellow-orange accents. So this was a really fun vibe. It was a lot of fun putting something more modern together as well, because this is, I would say, probably our most modern apartment out of all of them. And the next one we're about to get into is going to be the complete opposite vibe. But when you go downstairs into here, the first thing you see right off of this is an office space. So obviously being a businessman, you want a nice office space for when you're home and you have to work. So I just kind of cluttered it up with a lot of books, some music. You have a nice dedicated desk space. And then this wall took forever to custom clutter this. But I think it turned out really pretty and I love it. I love the way that it looks and flows. Off of that is your big double vanity bathroom. So a lot of like black and red that went on in here. I put this L-shaped double vanity. I thought that was really cool. And then off of that, you have the toilet over here, some nice clutter on the shelf. And then off of that, you have a double-headed walk-in shower. Really big shower space, really fun. I feel like fancy people have like the 2 showers or more shower heads in their showers. So that's what I was going for with that. And then you have the bedroom over here. I was picturing that this sim likes to do photography, or maybe he's in the architecture and things like that, but he's also up on the latest fashion and styles. So I just felt like that was more of a luxe thing to have as his hobbies. So this is his bedroom space, kind of simple in a way, but very pretty, I think, with the blues. So I wanted to like play on the blues and greens a little since we have more like black and red over here. And then the balcony space, though, I don't want to forget that. So the balcony space off of the living area, this is what he has going on outside. So it's kind of like you could entertain. You have a nice little one tile bar over here. You have workout equipment. So I pictured him working out here. You have a fridge. You can get drinks out, and then just put some plant clutter and a nice little light and some of the more modern furniture out here. With this being open, we couldn't connect it right here, just with the angle, with it being on a diagonal or whatever, it wasn't going to work with the fence line. So I put this like new divider we got from the Refined Living Room kit, and I think it works really well. It's got a nice vibe to it and is aesthetically pleasing. The next one we did was one of our fan favorites, I would say, and that was for more of like an old cat lady. So this is what we were working with on the old cat lady vibes in this pink container. So with this one, you can see right off the bat, it is a little bit busy, it has a lot going on, but very cluttered, very cutesy. We played on the pink from the container and brought that inside. So pink is like a really nice bright accent color, but we have these greens, yellows, and reds that I wanted to tie in as well. So we have like a nice little alleyway kitchen off of that, put some dirty dishes in the sink. We have a little TV on top of the fridge that you could watch from over here while she's like, you know, knitting, crocheting, doing her cross stitch or whatever. But you can hang out over here, still watch some TV, but just wanted it to be more formal of a living space. And I thought that kind of lent to the vibes, but you'll see that we put these like cross stitching items all over the place. That's obviously one of her favorite hobbies to do. Off of that, we have this bump out here, which is a full bathroom. As you can see, put some like custom shelving in right here with a lot of her art pieces and things of that nature. So I tried to put the cats everywhere I could too. So we have the cat planter here, and we put those throughout the house as well. Put a nice little vanity area over here. We did put the squat toilet, which might not be the best thing for an elder to use necessarily, and I don't mean that as an insult, but it was just kind of hard to find a toilet that matched the vibe for what we were going for in this space. Then we have a nice little shower off of that you can just walk into, that's wide open, so you don't have to step over anything. You're welcome, elders. Then off of that, up on this platform, we have our dining space. So I put this little cute mismatched furniture in here for that, as just fit the vibe. I put like gallery walls everywhere. So I wanted this to be such a vibe with all of the pictures and clutter. We have all of this on the shelves up here. It's all like a lot of food stitch art. So I thought that was kind of fun ode to that. I sized this like cupcake sign down a little bit, just like, I don't know, a little trinket or something maybe she picked up at a yard sale. I don't know. But we put some more extra storage for dishes and things over here since her kitchen is a little small and just very cluttered already. But that's kind of the vibes that we're going for downstairs. Now, upstairs took a while with this build, and that's because she has an entire dedicated hobby space. So up here you can find all of her like artsy crafts that she likes to do, the knitting, the cross stitching. She has a little chair to do like crochet, things of that nature over here, and she displays some of the things that she makes. She even has like paint clutter if she likes to do some painting. I put some cat toys in here, the cat bed right next to her so the cat can be with her while she does all of her things. Put some of the fun like pet art and all of that in the corner with her. But I enjoyed cluttering this up so much. It was a ton of fun doing this room. Have all the hanging planter boxes, things of that nature. Really cute. And then actually we have a skylight on top. So I thought that was a really fun vibe to bring into this apartment space. Off of that is her bedroom. So her bedroom, super cute. I love this wallpaper. We wanted to do something a little funky with the colors. So I kind of had this play on the pink and this orange color, which you normally wouldn't think to combine, but it kind of went with the rug that's in here with these swatches and the squares that we have. And I wanted to play on that a little bit. And so I brought this green as a little bit more of like the actual accent color for this room. Since everything else was bright, I wanted like a darker color to ground us and provide a little bit more. I made this blue to bring more of the blue out in the pillows, and I think it kind of works really well with that. And we got a blue chair right here too. So I love combining different colors, and I think it works well together when you see the room as a whole from top down. But I wanted some fun blanket and quilt clutter in here. So we have this quilt shelf, we have the quilts over here that we got in the update, and then we have just tons and tons of cross stitch. I put these cats over here. This is really, really fun vibe. And then over on this wall, we have them all on this wall. I was pretending that this was some of their cats that they've had. This was her late husband, so she's widowed. but this was one of her cats, and we were pretending like this was the same cat as that, and these are some of her other cats that she's had over the years. So I put cat statues everywhere. I tried to tie in that cat stuff quite a bit. I put the little creepy doll hiding down here as well. Maybe like it's an old doll that she's held on to over the years that's been passed down or something like that. Kind of like an heirloom. And then outside, she has one of the other like largest balcony spaces. So lots of fun plants. I put some bowls out for her cats, and she has a nice seating area. I pretended like she was knitting outside or something for a little bit. She has a tea set. And then at nighttime, it's like really nice and bright with these fun stranded lights with the stars on it, and just put a lot of plants everywhere. I think this is a really cute vibe. And of course, I had to put like a big cat tree. We have a smaller one right here, but I had to put a bigger one outside. So let's just pretend that the cats don't ever have to worry about falling over the edge, okay? This is a skylight actually to the cafe. I'm going to save the cafe for last, and we'll get into that. Next is what is the solarpunk apartment. So this is one of the other fan favorites. The cat lady one, the solarpunk one, and then the next one that we'll see were a lot of our fan favorites. So as we enter this one thing you'll notice right off the bat is more of the lofted kitchen. So I wanted a really fun vibe for this, and we put plants everywhere. It's supposed to have like a modern industrial vibe to it with plants. It's kind of like what solarpunk is to me anyway. So we have like this really fun, what looks like a sunken in living space, but it's really just the fact that the kitchen is raised. And plants are everywhere. We have a lot of surfaces, tables, some nice decor. I was pretending these towels were blankets, so that's why those are there in case you're like confused. But I like pretending that those are throw blankets from time to time. But just a lot of plant clutter. We have these like nice custom steps that go up with the metal covering. And once we get to the kitchen, this was like our kitchen combined dining space. So not like a super dedicated dining space area. It kind of went with the vibes I was going for with these smaller homes. So they're going to have some quirky floor plans to them. And of course, I didn't want any of the floor plans to be the same, and I always like playing with platforms. So, we do some funky things here. But this was a really cool kitchen space, I thought. We went with more industrial loft vibes with that, and I really enjoyed using the leaves and this leaf thing as like a divider between the like breakfast nook area, I guess you could say, or just the peninsula here, and the actual kitchen space. So I was trying to like provide some division for the dining and the kitchen space by using that as like a wall of sorts. But I think this space turned out really cool. And then as we come back down the steps, I put this built-in terrarium. So in case you were wondering what this was, it's an indoor terrarium. So you can have plants inside. I think it's a cool eclectic accent of some sort to have as like a featured area in your living space. And I think it grabs your attention immediately. So as we come down the hall here, this first door off on the hallway is for a toddler. So this is a nice little toddler bedroom. I put like purple, yellow, and green was kind of the vibe for this. I put some of the vines like coming down in here, like it's overgrown. Put these at the foot of the bed, kind of like the board that you have at the end of a bed frame. So we kind of built a custom one, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word. I was going more for jungle vibes, so we put like elephant stuff, the bunnies. I was going off of this wallpaper. We have the dinosaur, the elephant, and the bunny. So I was playing on that with a lot of the clutter that I did in here with putting the same type of things. I put a little trainer potty in here as well, toddler potty. But yeah, really cute space, I think, with a lot of the clutter and the decor in here. So once we come back out to the hallway space, and you can like kind of look down from this, I put these like hanging planter boxes that we get from Lovestruck. I thought that kind of lent to the vibes with these huge windows we have in here, so they get plenty of sunlight to work. Here's the full bathroom. So again, I wanted more earthy tones in here, so that's why I used a lot of brown in this build. But I have plants everywhere, have some pipes to still into that industrial vibe, but a full like vanity area off of that, some nice cluttered shelves. Y'all know how I am about that. And then the shower and toilet over here. And then at the end, as you could imagine and guess, is the primary bedroom. So this primary bedroom, I brought more blue in as a pop of color, but playing on this red and yellow color scheme that we have from the bed, I wanted to bring that in with the artwork. So we have the blue, red, yellow, orangey tones from the artwork and stuff that's over the bed. Then we have a nice little like wardrobe area off of that by our end table. And then we have like a little office space in here. So I wanted to do something a little funky with this, and that's why I did this like weird kind of platform. This is actually a rug. I wanted it to look like it's carpet though. So like this area is carpeted, and then this is the concrete that we have throughout the house. I put some ducks in here just to make it look more industrial as well, and a little ceiling fan. So I did the same thing as in the toddler's bedroom. I kind of put this at the foot of the bed, and it just kind of makes it like a bed frame type thing. And then the last apartment I'm going to show you is more of a dark academia vibe. This was the biggest apartment, and that's because it has 3 containers. So all of them are 2 containers, except for this one that's 3, and then the container cafe is 1 container. But this is by far the largest one. And so someone requested Dark Academia. I had never done that vibe in a build before, but I had a ton of fun with this one. Lots of black everywhere, obviously. Gonna have a lot of darkness. We have stonework. And then blue was kind of the main accent, and this purple color that we have in the rug right here. So we were kind of playing on more cool colors. I thought that lent better than like reds, oranges, yellows, because those are more warm colors, which doesn't really scream Dark Academia to me. And so we were pretending, even though, yes, the container's yellow and we have the yellow door, but we were like, they can paint the inside. They can't paint the outside. They wanted the outside to be black, but our landlord only let them paint the inside. So they could paint the inside as yellow. But in case you didn't notice, for most of the containers, the ceiling matched the exterior of the container, the same color. So that's the story that we came up with. We put the little bird in here, have some nice dark clutter. We put the sugar skulls, blue, black, blue, and white ones, and then nice seating area off of that. Now this one has the dining and kitchen on a raised platform that's in the center of the apartment, which I thought was a really cool vibe. And so I used the life and death cabinets in here and kitchen set pretty much everywhere. And we used the blue countertops, which I thought was a nice accent that matched with the living space. And so that was kind of the vibe. The cozy kitsch blue, this like midnight blue, is so pretty and it works so well for the space. And then I like used the bar stuff from Cozy Bistro. And then you might be looking at the ceiling at what's going on here. That's just because this is where the other container attaches. And so I was very intentional with making them like separate containers that have been welded together. So that was the idea with that. But then we have a staircase over here that comes down, and we'll go ahead and take a look at this hallway that leads us into our book nook area. So we have like a bookcase in here, nice little reading area for you to hang out, relax, get something. You can listen to some music and just grab a book, sit down and chill. You know, you have a nice view from here as well, really pretty. And then off of that, this first door here is just the full bathroom. So nice full bathroom space. Kind of brought the same colors as the kitchen area and living area, obviously, with the blues, with a little bit of a gold accent. And then off of that and this door, we have, first of all, our pet frog. So this is our pet frog area. And I pulled one of these from like the reference art from the gallery, which kind of matched the vibe. I thought it was really pretty and cool to put in here. So our little pet frog is right here. And then this is a bedroom for our teenager. So this is a teenage bedroom. She loves to do art. So she has a little art studio corner over here, a desk space, her bunk bed. As you can see, I really had a lot of fun cluttering up this space. So she likes music. She has a ton of stuff to do in here. And I put these like custom shelves. They're not like custom, but you know what I'm saying? Like how I use them is more custom. But like they were connected to the bed frame because the bunk bed doesn't go the whole length of the wall, but I didn't want to waste this like half tile space. So I snuck in these cozy kitsch shelves and put clutter on them. And we have like a hidden voodoo doll in the very back here that she uses from time to time. So you don't want to get on her bad side. And she has like a nice little dream cube and TV at the foot of the bed so she can watch TV and play games while she's in bed. And then we were pretending that this could serve as her nightstand area. Now, I normally, if you've been around here long enough, I like to put stuff on these windows because they stick out so much as like a shelf. But there's always like a weird shadow glitch that everything gets dark. But especially whenever you add the snow in, things that you put here get snow covered, which made it look really weird. So I left all of these blank. Normally though, I would love to put items in this, but I refrained from doing so, which I know is a shock to many of you. But then once you come back out to the living space, this is where we had our ladder to go upstairs. Now this is for the primary bedroom and bathroom. So I brought more of the green tones into the bedroom space because I wanted to do something a little bit different. Obviously, we don't normally color coordinate our houses in every room to be the same. So I didn't want to like do the same color scheme everywhere. This is just the sim that I have loaded into the lot right now, but this would obviously be like the family portrait that would be in the bedroom space. And I thought that made sense for the primary bedroom. But we have like our little wardrobe area off of that. And this actually has a balcony space. It's small, but they do have their own private balcony area and then a little desk area over here. They like to collect the crystals. They have their TV. They like music as well, just like their daughter does. And then this is their primary bathroom. that's off their bedroom. I went with the black and gold, which is really pretty. I love these countertops so much. I wanted to bring that in since we have the tub that matches. I think this is a really pretty aesthetic. Now, this part might not be functional because I put the ottoman here in front of it. I was playtesting it. I remember playtesting it, but I also remember saying I don't care if it works or not because we build for vibes, not for functionality. So that might not work. You might have to move the ottoman to get this bathtub to work, but that's not a big deal. I love using this crystal creation shelf over the toilets, and I kind of got into that funk here lately to do that often in my builds. I think it's so pretty and it works really well with the Gothic architecture that we have throughout the rest of the house. So this is the bathroom space. And now their full balcony is a little bit different. So it comes off of the side right here. They have to go up to get to their house right here, but then they have this area that goes up. This is the balcony space for the solarpunk house. So like I said, every apartment got their own balcony. So this is the solarpunk apartment balcony, and then theirs, they have to kind of walk through to go up, but that's so the businessman can get to his apartment. He has the longest way to get to his entrance, but he's not home often, so it's not a big deal, but he has to like climb these ladders to get to his place. Now the dark academia balcony is this one, so this is their vibe. They have like a nice blanket area for like picnics and hanging out, just relaxing outside, and I think this is such a pretty vibe at nighttime. Like, look at that. Wouldn't you love to have a space like this at night? I just think it's so pretty. But that's where their main balcony space is. So it's a little funky, but that's kind of the idea with this complex as a whole. And now we can get to the cafe. So the cafe entrance is over here. But as you come in, you can see that we have some like really fun vibes in here. So over here, obviously, is where you get your coffee. I was pretending like these cups right here, the counter on the corner is where you have your to-go order. So people just come in, grab it, and go. But you come in, you order. This is where you can get your pastries, your coffee, all of that good stuff. And then we have our seating area over off of that, which is very cluttered, nice, fun, cluttered space. And the story with this is that we wanted the clutter to represent all of the tenants in the complex. And so our businessman gave us a money tree. So we have a money tree from him. The cat lady shines through here. We have like the coffee cross stitch art. We have the cat statue, planter, all of that. We have the sugar skull from our dark academia apartment. So we were pretending like this was alcohol bottles. So our entertainer, our bachelor from the first apartment, he likes to keep a handle here. So whenever he comes in, he can grab it. We have Frank the Flying Womp Womp. That's representative of our freshmen in college. So like maybe it was their high school mascot or something. We have plants up here, which are indicative of our solarpunk home. So it's just a lot of fun to think through the tenants kind of contributing to the clutter on the shelves here. But I liked the idea of like someone was reading a book here. We have clutter all over the tables, menus, things of that nature. And then this is like where you get more to the shopping side. So you can buy coffee. We have tea, mugs, all sorts of things you can buy. And then over here at the end, we have our boba tea section. So this is more for like the young hip folk, you know, who want to grab some boba tea. And so we put one of those snowmen here too. I used every swatch of the snowman. So we have all of them on this lot somewhere. Most of them are by like the respective containers that match. But then like there are shelves over here if you want to buy a couple of kettles or tea. We have the boba cups for sale. And so like, I don't know if you noticed, but we did have a boba cup on the table in here. So that kind of went with the story that they bought that. Because again, the freshmen in college are the youngest tenants on the lot other than like the kids. But yeah, so this like little corner over here, this side is more eclectic and fun and vibrant, while this side is more like warmer vibes for a typical bistro cafe area. And then we have the doors that open up to the outside patio, and we have a little space heater here. We did have a space heater in the old cat lady apartment as well in her bedroom. So I don't know, it kind of lent to the vibes. I love a space heater, so I'm definitely not stereotyping people, but it just seemed like it was more appropriate for that apartment out of all the other ones. So this is the time where we can kind of transition to outdoors. So I'm going to show you all outdoors during the summertime just so everything's bloomed and you can see all the items, and then we'll transition it to the wintertime. So this is outdoor seating for the bistro area, the cafe. So we have like the hot chocolate stuff out here that you can grab, and then plenty of tables. Now I was thinking that we had vendors that serve like desserts. This is desserts. This is like the food stand. And so I thought it was really fun to kind of have these maybe open during the day. Whenever people are sitting outside, they can grab more food options than what's just inside. So we have two really big trees. So one of them is right here, and it like fits in between these three apartments. There's like a little bit of a triangle area So I liked incorporating the larger trees in between the apartments. Like the apartments were, you know, stacked around them. We have the warmers outside again whenever we make it snowy. We can keep people warm even though they're sitting outside. And as we turn the corner right here, I was picturing this was like a sliding door type thing where you can close it off whenever we close down the cafe. So that's what this is doing here, and why I didn't bring the trim all the way over right here. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry. It kind of bothers me too, but I wanted it to like think functionally that this can slide across here to close up, just like we have those kind of cagey doors at outdoor malls and things like that. We have a dumpster. Of course, we need a dumpster. It'd be a fun woohoo spot, but I put these like little paw prints that leave, like there was maybe a raccoon in here or something that walked off with garbage. We have like floral vendor as you come down the street. I put like a fun no peeping sign because with our elder here, there aren't really great curtains. They're open. So I thought it was funny to put a no peeping sign right here. You don't want to spy on an elder. Don't do that. Don't do that for anyone, but especially an elder. Then we have like another coffee stand right here outside. So like I have a lot of fun details that I'm probably going to overlook so many of them. Another fun one is this billboard that you see that was kind of floating. The idea here was that our rich business guy, he is advertising for his own company. He makes money. They pay him to advertise on his own apartment. He bought this ad himself to advertise. So I thought that was like a fun ode to that. And then you'll see too outside on all the apartments, we have like water tanks, a solar water heater. We have the turbine on some of them. I gave the rich guy the solar panels and the HVAC system. So he is the only one that has these objects because he can afford them. Everyone else has these like window AC units. So like here's one of them. I like used a combination of like these as well that we get. So he is the only one with an actual HVAC system, lending to the fact he has money, right? He makes all the money. And then as we come around, I have the mailboxes. There's a set right here. And then there's another set on this side because they're kind of clustered in three. So there are 3 apartments on this side and 3 on this side. So I was very intentional with that. We have bikes. We have a really pretty fun space. I'll show you all this in live mode too, so you can see the fountain. Because I have fountains inside right here as well with the jets that come straight up. But this was like a really pretty vibe to me. We have like the Christmas tree. We have poinsettias in places and like the holly bushes and such. So as you come around here, I put like a little sculpture garden area in this space with the Christmas light shrubs and everything, and then more jets in the fountain right here, and more like kind of holiday decor in this corner. So as you come over here, I have the hopscotch. Just keep thinking of the kids. The only apartments with kids are these 2, the blue and yellow on this side. So I put the hopscotch here because this one had a toddler in it. And in addition to the sign over here with the walk your dog on a leash, I was like, no pooping, because I see those signs all the time in the city, like in certain flower beds and such, like don't let your dog poop here. But I was also like thinking this could be a water fountain for the dogs, so have a fountain that dogs can drink from. Be really fun vibe. Now I put the overgrown vibes from the solarpunk home. I put plants all over, and like it's crawling up onto this apartment, which I thought was a fun vibe. But you can see I put like the fairy lights literally everywhere outside right here in these strands. I made the fence line with these planter boxes, the planted planters, vines growing up everywhere. And then obviously over here, I also put like a little swing set area. So I thought that made sense again with these being where the kids were, that there was a swing set on this side. So you have a nice little area off of that. And I was picturing like these residents out of convenience just kind of cut over here to get to the cafe instead of walking around the whole lot. And so that was the idea with putting a little path right here where they could easily get in to the cafe space. So that's the exterior of the complex at a glance, but I just really had a lot of fun putting all these hanging fairy lights all over the place. I wanted it to feel really magical, so I put these lanterns too, kind of hanging from the trees. I just enjoy this lot so much, and I spent so much time on this, so I hope you can understand why this took a while to finish. And when I say it took a while, it was 19 parts, 19 live streams. I will link a playlist down below for you if you want to go through and see how we eventually put this whole thing together. And if you want to follow on Twitch, I'd love to have you over there if you want to hang out more. Now, the inside, I knew I wanted this interior courtyard to have the Christmas tree. So we have like our holiday tree in here. We have grills, the card table, you have chess. We have a bonfire area. So I put like a s'more station. You can have hot chocolate, coffee, tea, whatever. Sit around, hang out with your neighbors. Just pretend like there's a curtain here. That's the toddler's bedroom, so that's a little weird, but you know, you can just close the curtain. Not a big deal. And then we have like trash cans over here, just some more landscaping. And then I put a little picnic table with some like food on it. This is an information station. and it's from Debug. So I have that, and then we have this information station over here as well. Just wanted it to have like an urban city vibe to it. Then we have our cafe sign. So it's just like, there's so much to go through. I guarantee you I missed some things. I'm probably going to get finished with this video and be like, oh man, I forgot to mention this about the story. But we like really dug into the storyline for each of these apartments when we were working on them. So I undoubtedly left stuff out. I know I did. Let me know if you hung out in those. Comment down below the things that I forgot to mention. Okay, and then this is what it looks like in the snowy season. So you can see like why I wanted to show you all some of the details first, because plants are dead, like they're covered. You can't really see many colors of things out here either. So it's a really pretty and fun vibe. I did this on purpose. I put garbage around the trash cans just to make it a little dirtier with all the other like newspaper stands, the mailboxes. You can see over here, like these are the jets right here. So that's kind of pretty looking. And then we have these jets with this fountain, a really pretty vibe, I would say. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I've missed. I don't think so, but yeah, like you can even see the sidewalk. My sim is so unhappy. He's probably gonna die being frozen. Like, how are you not cold, dude? You have to be cold. And then in the daytime, just so you can kind of see what it looks like with just the snow covered. It's so pretty, y'all. I enjoy this so much. This is one of my proudest builds. This and then the Gothic mansion that I built. Definitely my two largest builds, but probably still my proudest builds. I'll link down that one below as well. That one used a lot of CC, but if you want to access the CC, I have a link in that video description where you can download the same CC. So I'm uploading this as the Yule Cargo Yard. It is very expensive and obviously uses a ton of packs, and I am extremely sorry for the amount of packs. I am wondering if it's because of the art by reference that I put. Sometimes I think it does classify that as custom content even though it's not, so you should be able to still download it and it'd be fine. So don't let that scare you off if it does. And then as you all know, I love hiding things in my builds, so we have this decorative egg that is hidden in every apartment plus the cafe, and I used a different swatch for each of them. So there are 7 different swatches of this that you're looking for in each of these apartments and the cafe. So good luck finding all 7. But that's it for the video today. Now I will go ahead and give myself another plug here. I like to save a lot of my bigger builds for live streams. We like to work on it over time together, and it takes a lot more than just one stream to finish. And I hope you can see why, because I put so much clutter and I love to like create storylines for the Sims that we're making them for and things of that nature. So if you like that aspect of Sims content, then I'd love to have you subscribe and join our community here. I will say I do stream a lot of the Sims content over on YouTube as well, but I do stream some games on Twitch that I don't stream on YouTube. So if you want to hang out and play other Sim games, and I mean Sim games, not like the Sims franchise, but other Sim games, then I'd love to have you join our Twitch community over there. We're currently in the midst of doing 4 builds right now on the live streams, so I'd love to have you join us. But if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much, and I'd love to hear what your favorite apartment was out of all of these. I think it's really interesting to see what vibes with people and why. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, bye. I really wish I knew how many hours I spent on this build. I hope there are a lot of people who can enjoy it. I know it uses a ton of packs, and I'm sorry about that, but it was a lot of fun to hang out with y'all and work on it together on stream.